Hi, welcome to another funny rhyme. This particular poem is taken from a series of poems called My Brother James and Me, and it's titled Unlucky Dip. It was partly inspired by a very funny scam that happened in Japan a few years ago. Allegedly, hundreds of Japanese women spent an awful lot of money purchasing fashionable poodles. Unfortunately, their fashionable poodles turned out to be lambs which were shorn to look like poodles. These Japanese women allegedly didn't notice that their poodles had hooves and not paws. It made me laugh an awful lot, so I kept it in my mind, and it inspired this particular poem called Unlucky Dip. Hope you enjoy it. We're acting rather sheepish. That's my brother James and me. We've come to the conclusion nothing ever comes for free. It's been a little while now since our greyhound passed away. We wanted to replace him, Dad agreed, and said, OK. But not another greyhound, please, you can't train them, said Dad. The last one bit my finger off, the stupid thing was mad. I think I'd like a poodle, they're intelligent and bright. But not a toy or miniature, a standard one, all right? Well, we didn't want a poodle, they're a snobby sort of breed, and we didn't have the money that we thought that we would need. So James said not to worry, I've a really good idea. His good ideas are rarely good. He's not had one this year. He took me to a farmyard and we sat upon the gate. Then he pointed in the distance and he shouted, "Aren't they great?" "Aren't what great, James?" I mumbled. "All them sheep," my brother squealed. I couldn't disagree. They were outstanding in their field. "Now this is what I've planned," James said. "We'll steal ourselves a sheep. The pet shop's bound to fleece us, so we'll do this on the cheap." "We can't do that," I told him, "James, you must be off your noodle." "We can," he said. "We'll shave it so it looks just like a poodle." So there we were at midnight with a sleeping pill and sack. We rustled up a tasty meal, the pill inside a snack. The sheep seemed rather grateful. Then he slowly went to sleep. My brother cracked a joke, he said, "I guess he's counting sheep." We sneaked it to my bedroom, then we threw it on the floor. It looked just like a sheepskin rug, but proper ones don't snore. Then James produced Dad's shaver, saying, "Hold him still, I'll shear." By dusk we had our poodle. Well, OK, something pretty near. It would never win at Crufts, but Dad would never spot the scam. My brother said the sheep was sort of mutton dressed as lamb. We gave it poodle bobbles and a pom-pom on its tail. It looked so good, we both agreed our scam just couldn't fail. At 8 o'clock next morning, Dad was told to close his eyes. On the count of 3, he opened them. We shouted out, "Surprise!" We think our Dad was happy as we bleated out, "It's yours!" He hadn't really noticed it had hooves instead of paws. We took the dog for walkies as we passed the farmer's yard. To keep the poodle quiet, he'd been muzzled, sort of barred. The dog lead Dad was holding started slipping through his fist due to lanolin from sheep's wool, so he tied it round his wrist. They say sheep follow other sheep, or is that just fake news? Our poodle saw his mates and like a rocket he pursues. Our Dad was dragged behind him through the mud and muck and poo. We stood there looking nervous. There was little we could do. They headed for the sheep dip that the farmer had prepared. Our Dad was right behind them. He was looking really scared. They dived into the sheep dip, then they came out one by one to the farmer who was waiting there to brand them on the bum. Dad had lost his trousers and his underpants as well. He slid right through the sheep dip to a scene a bit like hell. We couldn't blame the farmer because it happened really quick. He hadn't really noticed Dad and poked him with his stick. Dad's bottom smoked and sizzled, but at least he smelt quite nice, and we're pretty sure he'll now be free from any ticks or lice. Dad ended up in A&E. He really had a strop. And as for us, his little lambs, we're heading for the chop. Thank you for that. Hope you enjoyed that poem. Don't forget, Christmas is approaching. I've got 2 books still on Amazon. If you'd like to purchase them, they're very reasonably priced. Hope to see you soon with another poem. Cheers, bye bye for now.